Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Hey, a very good evening to you. It's just after 7 o'clock on a Friday night, and of course that's gotta mean it's Airshow World Time with my good self, Stu there. And for the next 60 minutes, non-stop action all the way. It's a recorded show tonight, so hey, stay with us. Introducing the show tonight, here's Chris Brady.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris Brady. I'd like to give a big shout out to Julie, Stu and all Airshow World. Enjoy the show.
Right, 9 Whiskey, hold short of runway 05 left at Hotel Zulu 1, contact tower 118.630, bye-bye. Hold short left at 118.630. Yeah, 118.630. 118.630 around now.
And starting tonight's show off with a little bit of action from Manchester. But right now, we go back to some beautiful summertime weather at Royal International Air Tattoo.
Go to Zoom.
Hi gang, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, saying a massive thanks to everyone this year for supporting Airshow World. I'm already planning next year, and hopefully with your help we can take it to the next level, but I can only do this with your support. So become a member of Airshow World. I have 3 levels, so click the link below and help Airshow World grow. And of course, become a member right now of Airshow World. All you have to do, under the video, you will see there's a link. You might have to click on more, and it says join, and you can become part of the team right here, loving Airshow World. Thank you so much, everybody that's become a member so far.
We were there 3.5 years. We were season account holder. We was the first there. We were. So we did about 3.5 years there.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Kids before we used to talk to us big packs of sports songs and t-shirts been with him since I was 15 or 16. She's pregnant. Oh, it's been a year. Sometimes it's been hard. In the army and that, it was hard.
well, it makes it even harder.
Well, if you hadn't even been married in the world.
I'd never have guessed. No fights whatsoever.
Tower, Spartan, right base, full stop.
Spartan 27, roger, runway 27, circling 090 degrees, 3 knots, clear to land.
Clear to land, Spartan.
Oh yes, it's the Bear. It's Stu Bear, and you're watching Air Show World. You certainly are. Every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock, it's the fastest aviation show on YouTube. We just saw the brilliant Spartan, and we started the show off with a takeoff of the fantastic B-2 stealth bomber. And I tell you what, let's have another quick look at this wonderful aircraft. Here it is. Bring it on right now.
10 knots. Delta 1's clear for takeoff 27.
Shelby 13 is a vibrary.
Shelby 13, roger, thank you. Continue on your own navigation, avoid Bryce space and cleared en route. Good day.
Clear navigation on break, good day, thanks, see you next year, Shelby 13.
Thanks, nice departure, I noticed it. Irish 263, runway 27, you clear for takeoff. The wind is 2406 knots.
Clear takeoff runway 27, Irish 263.
Copy, hold short of runway 27 on Foxtrot profiles, Japanese Air Force 601.
Japan Air Force 601.
Japan Air Force 601 via holding point, Foxtrot South, Slan, light up await runway 27.
Japanese Air Force 601, line up on runway 27.
Golf Foxtrot Mike, take the next left turn off the runway at Charlie, next left at Charlie.
Go ahead.
Okay, you will be departing to the Yeovilton area, where you will have to join up as an 8 ship before you get to prior to entering controlled airspace. So I want you to join up in the Yeovilton area.
Roger, copy, and there'll be 9 ship, 5+4.
Twister formation, I have your clearance.
I have a twister.
Twister formation, Fairford North departure, squawk 4775.
Fairford North, talking 4775 for twister and ready taxi.
Twister, roger, are you in front of the grobs or behind them?
We'll be behind the grobs.
Okay, follow the grobs to our Foxtrot North runway 27.
Follow the
Bravo Foxtrot North, Twister.
10, enter runway 27, backtrack, vacate at Charlie North.
38 following the leader, backtracking and vacate Charlie North.
Japan Air Force 601, thank you for coming. Bring some Eagles next time. 13455, 13455, bye-bye.
Is that Black Eagles starting?
Roger, Black Eagles.
Is that the 3 aircraft that are going to Farnborough?
Black Eagles, 3 aircraft starting.
Black Eagles, roger.
Via Foxtrot North, line up 27.
Line up 27 for Twister.
Okay, leader 6 and Swiss 507 to holding point Foxtrot South, runway 27.
Holding point Foxtrot South, 27, leader 6 inside, Swiss 507.
Clear for takeoff with them in sight, 2509 knots.
Clear for takeoff for Twister.
Uniform Alpha Foxtrot 440, Alpha package, line up 27.
Copy Alpha back, line up 27.
Uniform Alpha Fox 440, Alpha package 27, clear for takeoff, the wind is 2509 knots.
Copy, 440, Alpha package, clear for takeoff, copy wind.
German Air Force Mike 51, fair for turn.
German Air Force Mike 51, is any taxi?
Roger, leader vehicle for the German Air Force Tornado down on green.
Fair for ground of Black Eagles, I have to departure first to Air because I have landing on Farnborough 11.
With a few departure videos starting off with the Stealth B2 and finishing off with Alpha San. Right now though, hey, we've got a few Jaguars coming up tonight and starting things off. Take you back a few years to Cosford.
There are lots of Jaguars here, as you'll have seen, if you've looked around the place.
Civil 34.
And engines still work, some of the controls still work.
Hotel Kilo, Cosford Tag, good afternoon, runway 06, QFE 1005. If you hold it, the reservoir will bring you in shortly.
Taxi up and down the runway.
You just hold at the reservoir and we'll keep you updated what the program is.
Okay, thanks for that. And if it's 06 for the tiny cross, then I'd like to join white base to 06.
Okay, that will be approved.
Chrono in the second of the 2 Jaguars, taxiing down the runway now. Freedom and the like. So the Jaguars taxiing back down the runway to return to their parking spaces. But what a pleasure to see them. I'm glad we did eventually see them. So they can offer the use of all the controls that you would normally use in an aircraft before it flies, but the difference is these are sadly never going to fly again. But looking at them there, I just think, wouldn't it be lovely if one of them just opened up the taps and took off and flew somewhere exciting to a secret airfield somewhere so that it could fly on to the future. Some place like Hot Squiggly near Manchester, I'm sure there must be a secret airfield there with a runway that a Jaguar could land on. It's a good thought.
Radio check.
Station con your cadets again.
Okay, it's just a radio check. Thought I'd lost you.
Hotel Kilo, if you want to feed in now, position downwind right hand for runway 06. I may have to orbit you for one orbit downwind, but expect the runway to clear shortly.
Roger that. Just about to coming into the left-hand downwind, right-hand downwind for 06.
Job one day. So we're looking for what will look suspiciously like a Messerschmitt 109 that will actually be a Bouchon, which is the Spanish
Tower,
version
okay,
of
that's
the
us,
Messerschmitt
taxi
109, but very hard
Okay, roger, thanks very much. Bottom vacated.
being that the Bouchons had
Kilo, stand final for the green, to land.
Hotel Kilo is clear to land, instant wind 3607 knots.
Cheap. Display, good afternoon, wing walk formation, holding to the north.
Wing walk formation, Cosford display, good afternoon, sir, runway 06 right, QFE is 1005, with one on finals, expect to call in shortly.
Roger, and the QFE 1005 wing walk.
Vic Norman and his amazing team live and work, although they're so popular. Biplanes, same sort of vintage as Tiger Moths, but a lot bigger and tougher. But not just biplanes, each biplane... Starting at about 160 knots, 184 miles an hour, and accelerating up to 300 knots. And pulling away off to our left to come straight in from the far side of the airfield. And the noise there coming from 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus engines, 202 engines, 16,500 pounds of static thrust each, total of about 65,000. The same engine, a later model, was the engine that powered Concorde. Of course, the Concorde ones had reheats. This was not a supersonic aeroplane, the Vulcan, but if you look at the shape, and if you extend that shape by about 1 3/4, you do actually get recognisably Concorde. The shape that was to become Vulcan, first drawn on a scruffy piece of paper in 1946 by the man who designed the fantastic Lancaster, Roy Chadwick. He died in 1947 in a crash, and he never saw his brilliant design fly. Nor did he see it become the first successful operational delta-winged aircraft in the world, rather like R.J. Mitchell not seeing his Spitfire into RAF service. So watch now as Bill Ramsey takes the aircraft into a spiral climb. Got it, the famous Vulcan howl. There are different explanations for how that happens. The easiest is that people say it's a bit like blowing over the top of a Coke bottle. You've got 2 engines on each side with a single intake, and under certain conditions you get that wonderful whistling sound. The Cold War, and this aeroplane was a significant player in that ending of the Cold War. She was kept on after Vulcans virtually went out of service as part of the Vulcan display flight, because then, as now, everybody loved her so much they wanted her to keep on flying as a display aircraft. And she finally retired from the RAF in 1993. Now, as she comes by this time, watch for the bomb doors opening, and you'll see that capacious bomb bay that carried 21 1,000-pound bombs. So Jonathan Lazari, the AEO, is opening the bomb bay as she goes by. And that, of course, is the heart of the bomber. And that was the bomb load that Martin Withers, sitting in the right-hand seat today, took the more than 6,000 to 7,000 miles down to the Falkland Islands from Ascension Islands, 7,000 miles round trip. He was supported by 11 Victor tankers. And he had 18 refuelings in order to get that bomb load to the Falkland Islands and bomb the runway at Port Stanley. He dropped all 21 1,000-pound bombs and they hit the runway with 2, and that was about par for the course because these were dumb wartime bombs. If you wanted to make sure of hitting a point target, you had to have lots of overkill. So they did what they were supposed to do, and they eventually got back. Martin Withers was awarded the DFC, and it was a turning point in the Falklands War. It gave the Argentines pause for thought, and they didn't station their fast jets on the Falkland Islands, which was significant in the prosecution of the war.
Last pass.
After she left the...
Vulcan's inbound for the last pass.
Okay, roger.
See, she can whisper by when she's not making lots of noise.
Display brought toward 6-4, did it?
6-4, good afternoon, runway 06 in the use, 1005, last pass for the week.
Roger, we're turning in at the lake, take us about 30 seconds to get back on the lake, and then 1.5 minutes to get in.
And Vulcan, that's now display complete, and we're turning on a 070, we'll continue with Shoreby approach.
Also, Roger, you've got a formation to the northeast of your 3 miles.
And coming up for you right now on Stu Bear's Airshow World, it's time to go way back in time with classic airshows. And on classic airshows tonight, had a few more requests to show this one more time. Keeping with the Jaguar theme, it's Coltishall.
I'll line up behind 789 and I'll take that. Negative, you down to the ORP one and stop it. That's all. Thanks, check. 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to stay the power of the lower formation. We're lining up the lane west of that, so we'll hold power to head it up. 8 in, 7731020. Landed. Landed. Five to landed turn. It's 18 out.
Coming up right now on Stupe's Airshow World, it's time to take to the skies with some beautiful drone footage. Many thanks to Clive. Beautiful footage, as usual. Great drone footage. And that was from Nuki.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. I'm at United DJs Radio, and you're watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear. Come fly with me sometime right here.
United DJs.
Your main man, Tony Prince. And coming up for you right now, the action keeps on coming. We go to Duxford.
I'm delighted to introduce you once again to our lead commentator today. It's Ben Donnell. Ben.
Thank you very much to Colin Wilshire, who will of course be with me throughout what promises to be an afternoon like no other in Duxford Airshow terms, because not only of the unique array of aircraft assembled in our flying programme, but also the underlying additional commemoration that we have this weekend to honour. And just down 80 years ago this year, that and much more to be recalled during our display. But on the roll now, the NHS Spitfire, the PR-11.
Duxford is Big 17.
Big 17, good afternoon.
That's the radio check and
B-17, your visibility 5 and you can tell me.
what's the distance?
Tango, Roger, 24. Roger, 10.
And a quite beautiful example of the Spitfire as well. The very elegant, very high speed, unarmed photographic reconnaissance PR-11 version. Resplendent in the famous wartime PR blue livery.
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company.
Missions during the Second World
War. All out of there.
You said earlier, Ben, that there were many thousands. I think the number is something like 20,000 American servicemen lost their lives during that period. And we must recognise that many of them, most of them in fact, were young men. That's something that doesn't change in wartime. The average age is about 19.
And the heroism was so considerable when, even more than that, you consider the sort of missions they were being thrown into, flying and operating not just the B-17s, but also the consolidated B-24 Liberators. The main tactic of the 8th Air Force daylight raids against German industrial facilities and transport and resupply networks. And in the early part of their commitment to the European theatre, let's not forget, they didn't really have a suitable escort fighter. They were using Spitfires, which were very short-ranged as escorts, and so the losses on those missions were horrendous.
They were, and we saw earlier the Mustang, and we talked about the impact that made, and the impact that it made was in fact in support of the bombing campaign of the Americans over the central part of Europe.
Indeed, because when both the P-47 Thunderbolt, which you can see one of the American Air Museum, and the Mustang came along, they really did change that situation. But nonetheless, even with extra fighter battalion conditions on board the B-17s, at altitude, appalling, represents all of them collectively.
No, it's no good to me. It works.
Now, we can't stress enough, Colin, can we? This is a privately operated, four-engined heavy bomber, and there aren't any more of those in Europe other than this one.
Yes, that's right. I mean, when you think about the cost of it just running up the engine,
Indeed.
I shudder to think how much that is, but it's all thanks to the support, the wonderful support of the Sally B Supporters Club. And if you want to join up, you can today. You'll find there their marquee where you can go and talk to the guys of the Sally B Supporters Club. It's right where Sally B will be parked up later on this afternoon.
And of course, down to the aircraft operator, Ellie Sallingbow, her involvement with the aeroplane stretching right back to 1975. This aircraft now the only airworthy B-17 left flying in Europe. It has many TV and film credits to its name, and so your support by either taking a tour of the aircraft once it's back on the ground or by buying an annual membership to the Sally B Supporters Club would be exceptionally welcome. This aircraft, one of the most potent memorials one can think of to the efforts of the US Army Air Forces between 1942 and 1945.
313 last call. Mercury 3, George, are you there? Hey, okay. Mercury 4 now.
Co-pilot seat. SallyB.org.uk is where you can go to sign up for the Supporters Club online. The armed bomber, even when it first appeared in 1935, hence being given the name Flying Fortress.
Yes.
But that was nothing compared with this aircraft. 2 machine guns in the chin turret, a bomb load between 4,500 and 8,000 pounds, depending on the mission. Less than the B-24, which was longer range. You can see quite a small bomb bay on the B-17. But nonetheless, this aircraft made the most tremendous contribution alongside the B-24 to the efforts of the 8th Air Force, those daylight raids mounted from all across East Anglia.
Yes, we think about those daylight raids being primarily on the German cities, but at the time of D-Day, the precision bombing really came into its own because they were dropping bombs really close to the advancing Allies.
Indeed, and then of course we've just seen the Yak 3 there. There were the so-called shuttle missions where B-17s would leave their home base, attack their targets and land elsewhere to refuel and rearm. Operation Frantic was one of those. In the summer of 1944, they were hitting objectives that were too far east for a conventional mission to achieve and come back to East Anglia. Places such as Hungary and the further eastern reaches of Germany, so the B-17s actually would land at airfields in the Soviet Union, refuel, and then hopefully make it home. Well, Sally B has made it home with Andrew Dixon and Paul Schuer in command. A magnificent sight, and I think we can already start hopefully looking forward to this aircraft notching up its 50th anniversary display season in 2025, but it needs your support to do so. So do go along to the Sally B stand. As the B-17 clears then, we're going to get our Bristol Mercury-engined formation into the air. Always a treat.
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company.
Well, a big thank you for watching the show tonight from my good self, Stu Bear, with the fastest aviation show on YouTube every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Thank you.